Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. We've got a great game for you today between two very high-ranking players, but before I jump into that, real quick, just wanted to give you a rundown on Project Insanity. We met the $500 goal. There is now a $500 prize pool up for grabs in the upcoming tournament. I believe we are either 3 or 4 weeks out from the tournament date. It depends on when Vision says that the upgrades to the server are done and we're ready to handle the load. But the tournament is about a month out, and that is something I am so thankful for. The people who play FAF, they're a generous community. You guys are amazing, and just help me out putting this together. And then I've already had some volunteers in the tournament director area. There's a couple of people that have held up their hands and said, I'll help you out with that. And then also some guys that have already jumped on the ball offering their assistance in the promotion. And on the subject of promotions, if you wish to help out the cause still, any money that comes in after that 500, there's going to be a couple small prizes that I'm going to put together, like a prize of the heart, and maybe one for the most epic fail and one for the fastest win. So anyone who wishes to give a little bit more to the prize fund, those are welcome donations. Also, gonna try to run an AdSense campaign. I'm paying for 2 YouTube commission videos out of my own pocket. That's gonna be my contribution to this tournament. And then anyone else who wishes to donate to an ad campaign, that will go to advertising FAF and this tournament. So anybody who wishes to help, there's still a lot of room for you to help, even though we met the $500 goal. So go ahead and check out the links below in the description. There's a link to the forum and also the address to the PayPal account. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this game. It is Dog versus A5X-A3. But you guys know these players as BlackHeart and TA4Life. BlackHeart is on the right hand side going UEF in the blue colors, and TA4Life is going Yellow Seraphim on the left hand side. Now Loki is a map that does not really get played that often. Technically I think this is a 2 versus 2 map. I may be mistaken on that, but I think it is 2 versus 2, but it is normally only played in ladder. And this map gives a pretty interesting gameplay because the avenues of access are kind of convoluted. You've got the civilians in the center, but there's no civilian point defense or anything, so it's basically mass for the reclaiming. And then you have one pass here, and then you have a pass here, and one across, and then access from the player here. So this is a symmetrically mirrored map. That is kind of a repetitively redundant statement, but it is a mirrored image, so the same access points are up here, but there's a lot of cutoff areas for units, and then this pool in the back here kind of helps guard the rear of the player's bases. So it unfolds in interesting ways, and it's always a little bit different, so I'm looking forward to casting this one, especially with 2 such great players. Gonna see a lot of manual reclaim off the bat here. Probably short building power. Yes, that is 6 power generators, and going ahead and building that air factory, making up for the power deficit by manually reclaiming clumps of trees to get the energy that is in them. BlackHeart kind of sort of manually reclaimed a little bit, but not nearly as much as TA4Life. And actually, I foresee power stall in BlackHeart's future because he only went 5 power generators before his air factory. So that may throw a wrench in the works for him. Yes, that is. Hopefully he will recover well from it. I'd hate to see him do badly, but there it is. Sometimes even the best players make mistakes. Now see this engineer coming down the front side here, manually reclaiming mass. And the ACU is going to move into this expansion over here. TA4Life looks like he's doing pretty much the same thing. He is going to manually reclaim with his ACU, running up the edge, and then lay down a mass extractor and a factory. Alrighty, got this engineer coming around the backside here. He's going to lay down some land factories to start building on the expansion side. That is something that you have to be pretty careful about because it's easy to lose this expansion to the other players since you have to cross the water to get there. Also, Seraphim has a slight advantage. I say slight because the artillery can cross the water, but the artillery has to get to the water to cross it, so it's not going to be a huge deal. We've got a bomber out for TA4Life that is going to head up here, dialing in on that expansion engineer, which is going to get obliterated, and that is going to slow down BlackHeart's expansion substantially. His ACU is going to go ahead and head down towards the southern edge, try to nip that expansion in the bud right there. There is an expansion down there for TA4Life already, but not a land factory and only a handful of units. That ACU should be able to take that no problemo. You can tell that this game kind of has a meta. The ACUs are heading in generally the same direction. Again, it is kind of like a mirrored image, so they're swapping sides. They're pretty much headed in the same direction at the same time, and we've got expansion in the same ways, but one thing different I do see here, BlackHeart is jumping on an early Tech 2 upgrade, whereas TA4Life is carrying on his merry way with Tech 1. So we may end up seeing Tech 1 spam versus Tech 2, although I would seriously doubt that TA4Life is going to go without a Tech 2 upgrade considering the amazing abilities of the Ilsheva. This bomber is wreaking havoc around here. It is finally going to get shot down after killing a couple of different expansion engineers, a unit here or there, and the radar. So that bomber definitely was worth the mass put into it. Got a drop coming here. This is going to be a hard hit. If it drops this expansion, and interceptors caught it. Good job from BlackHeart. He did have a radar down here, so he was able to see that. And no more radar. We've got a hero, Snoop. This Snoop may actually kill a mass extractor here. It is down to 148. And those tanks are going to head back up north and not see it. That is impressive land scout. OP Snoop. Alright, we're going to see 2 pillars coming up here. As long as the pillars scout or have scouting intel and skirt the edges of these units, that is what I was intending to say, they should be able to take out all of those Tech 1 units pretty easily. And now we're seeing some major Tech 2 spam rolling out. We've got an 2 assisted Tech 2 factories pushing out pillars. So the majority of BlackHeart's mass is going to go into pillars. Sadly, that mass extractor did not die. It survived with 40 health, or 80 health, my bad. That Snoop almost did it, but not quite. Got Ilshevas coming in to clear out this expansion. There are 3 Ilshevas to barely any units, so I'm thinking that they will win that fight. There's a T1 bomber coming down to try to help out, but sadly, T1 bomber versus the massive health bank of the Ilsheva, I think is going to be a bad matchup. They can knock out that factory to prevent a rebuilding. Well, the ACU's over here, so that's not going to slow anything down much. Needs to start kiting with those Ilshevas to survive that unit push, but I think those Ilshevas are going to get swarmed. Got T2 air on the map from BlackHeart, and nope, Ilshevas are actually going to get outrun here. Oh no. No! TA4Life is getting assaulted by Tech 2 gunships. He does have a flak coming, 2 flak coming. He did have a factory in the area. I don't know whether I'd be running for the water or for the flak. No, TA4Life is down. He had flak down here. He had flak in his expansion. He had flak everywhere but on his ACU. BlackHeart was able to push that Tech 2 air upgrade out and wipe out TA4Life. He almost made it to the water, but alas, it was not meant to be. All right, post-game analysis, I would say that the early Tech 2 move was a big plus for BlackHeart. He was having a little trouble with holding his land expansions. land control wise, I would have to say TA4Life had the early game advantage, and then TA had some really good bomber harassment. However, the problem was TA4Life rushed that Tech 2 upgrade and then got a handful of pillars online, and pillars do an extremely good job of taking out their mass equivalent in T1 as long as you have, you know, maybe 3 or 4 pillars in a small group, because you're concentrating your mass into a smaller area with a good range. So BlackHeart was able to use that Tech 2 upgrade to regain his map control, and while he did struggle a little bit on the southern side to hang on to that, he did recover enough to get a bunch of reclaim in his pocket and to get that Tech 2 air upgrade online. You can see he has about 700 extra mass reclaimed. Not a big advantage, but a little bit. And then snipe that ACU. So good game to both players. Nice to see a high rank 1 versus 1 and on an interesting map to boot. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and that is going to wrap it up for this cast. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.